So another week and another bike service. This is going to be an expensive month. Last week the service light on the BMW GS came on and I had to ride that 52 miles to the dealer because that was the nearest dealer. This week, with almost a few days apart, the Ducati service light came on. So this is going to be a very expensive month, I think. I don't know how much the Ducati service is going to cost yet. It's interesting because they didn't actually give me a quote, so I'm not sure, but I know, I'm pretty well certain it's going to be more expensive than the cost of servicing the BMW GS because it's a bigger engine and it's a more expensive brand. So we're about to find out. The good news is though, my local Ducati dealership is only a few miles away, about 20 minutes, unlike the nearest BMW dealership, which was an hour and 10. I need to have a look really at the records, but I'm pretty sure I've done the same, if not more miles on this one than I have on the BMW, because of course when I bought it, the same day I bought it, I rode it straight to North Yorkshire. I took it on a 400-mile round trip. So although I've not had this bike as long, it's actually done more miles, or a little bit more probably, than the BMW. So a quick update on this bike then. So I think it's probably about 9 months I've had it, 8 or 9 months. I still absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's been absolutely brilliant, this thing. It's easily the most exciting machine, or one of the most exciting machines I've ever owned, either on 4 or 2 wheels. Very exciting to drive, a lot of fun. I absolutely love it. Woo! This is the way to get to work. What a fantastically good way to start the day. I have been riding this bike through the winter, and I was riding it in temperatures of just above freezing. In fact, I've got some video footage where I'm riding it and it's snowing each side of the road. On each side of the road you can see snow. I cannot wait till we get the lockdown rules eased and I can go and visit some friends on this thing. Oh, I miss it so much. So, over the time I've had this bike, which isn't that long so far, it's about 8 to 9 months. Firstly, as I said earlier, I love it. Absolutely love it. Problems, have I had any? The only thing I had with it, which was about 3-4 months after I bought it, I had to take it for a warranty fix because the dynamic quick shifter stopped working. It came up with an error light on the dash saying quick shift not working. So it didn't affect me because I have the quick shifter off most of the time. I prefer to change manually because I'm an old-fashioned kind of bike rider. So it didn't affect me, but that's the only thing that that was a problem with it. One thing I have noticed is that the chain during the winter has gone like a rustic red, which is a bit of a worry. You know, the BMW chain is absolutely fine. Other than that, it's been absolutely brilliant. I always make sure I've got plenty of high-vis gear on so that people don't pull out in front of me when I'm in a city. Also make sure I'm keeping my distance from the cars in front of me, so that again, if somebody does something stupid, which they do in these kind of city environments, I've got plenty of time to take evasive action. So I'm keeping myself focused. See what I mean? There you go, look at that. You see how that car there only just missed the one in front of it. And here we are, Ducati, Coventry. This is the one. The chain, because I've got a couple of bikes, is red, even though I spray it regularly with bike chain oil. Yeah.
The only thing you can do with that needs a good old scrub up.
Okay.
If you we'll clean it up for you as best we can.
Yeah.
Service, but that's past its sell-by date because it's that rotten now.
Are you able to put a fresh chain on it?
Yeah, I could put a gold one on it for cheaper than what.
Oh, gold, yes. I'll have a gold one. It's had it, yeah, it's had it, yeah. Well, it's high mileage, but I don't know whether it's the original chain or not.
I'll tell you what, before we go any further, it looks like we could do with the rear sprocket as well.
Right.
You might need a chain and sprocket kit.
Okay.
Because they reckon anywhere between 13 and 15,000 miles to replace it all.
That's a brand new V2 Panigale. Hasn't even been unpacked. Look at this. Have you sold it? Or
That's a race bike, that'll be.
Oh, it's a race one.
But it's going to be a race bike.
Right. So someone's ordered this to be race prepped, basically.
Be race prepped.
Right.
Race
Oh, he's going to take the cover off. I came at the right time. Look at that.
Serious
Wow.
job.
Here you got the coating here, the covering to protect it from getting scratched. What a thing. So that's a brand new, completely untouched, just been delivered Ducati Panigale V2. Absolutely stunning. So some lucky person's going to get that, and they're going to get it upgraded to full race spec, apparently. So that's the chain cleaned up, sprocket adjusted, and it looks so much better. So that should ride a hell of a lot better now. So it's a lot smoother on the acceleration now, since that chain has been tightened up and the sprocket's been reset. It does feel a heck of a lot less snatchy when you open it up. Before it was quite snatchy because obviously it was having to take up the slack in the chain, but now it is significantly better. And off we go. Oh, tunnel coming up, guys. Here we go. Woo! Haha! Just makes me wonder what this thing is going to be like when it's had its new chain and sprocket and tyres. going to be amazing, I think. Open up a little bit. Open up again. Into the vent again. These are down. It's all about focus. Woo! What a road! Gently. Ease it down again, tightening up. Ease it down. Down again. Woohoo! Beautiful. That was fun. Let's have a look at the final bill for servicing this Ducati Supersport S. The service bill comes in a very nice Ducati wallet, which is very nicely presented given that it's only a few pieces of paper. If we look at the final sheet here, which is a checklist of all the things they've done, there is a hell of a lot there. They've done a hell of a lot of checks and tests. Now, I've taken it to an official Ducati dealer, which is what I always do with all of my vehicles. I always go to the official dealers, and that is for the simple reason that these vehicles are very modern, and you can have all kinds of things like recalls and firmware checks and firmware updates that need to be done, and that's why I always get them done at an official dealer. So the final costs are as follows for servicing this bike. So the parts, we have an oil filter, which was £11.70. We have a copper gasket, which was 63 pence. We have the waste disposal of the old oil, £15, and we have the new oil that's been put in, which is a Moto 300W15 oil, and that is £56. That was quite an expensive oil. Total for those parts came to £83.33. Then we've got the labour for doing the service work, which came to £130, and they did have the bike for quite a long time actually. It's a good 2 hours that they got the bike for. And also, of course, don't forget they cleaned all the chain and adjusted the chain as well. And as I said, there is another piece of paper here, because I did say that the reason I take it to these official dealers is for firmware checks and firmware updates, and this particular bike has had a whole load of them. These are the firmware updates that were also done. So there was an update to the injection control unit. There was another firmware update to the BBS control unit. Another firmware update to the instrument panel control unit. And finally another update to the ABS control unit. So there are 4 major firmware updates which were all done as well as the standard service. So that lot came to a grand total, including the tax, the value added tax, of £256. And that's actually quite a pleasant surprise. I was expecting quite a bit more than that, I've got to be honest. And that makes it only about £60, in fact less than £60 more than it was to service my GS 310, BMW GS 310. So that's not too bad. However, there is a caveat to this, and that is that, as you would have seen when we looked around the bike, we needed a new chain. It also needs a new sprocket set and it also needs a new set of tyres. And it's very important to put the correct tyres on this bike, because the ABS system works assuming that you've got the correct tyres fitted to it. So those have all got to be replaced. So the bike's booked in 2 weeks' time to have all that work done. And I'm pretty certain that that's going to cost a lot more than this service bill. So we haven't got yet to the final bill for this bike. So what I will do is, once I get the bike booked back in, I'll come back with an update and let you know how much those additional very important items are to have done. In the meantime, keep an eye out for some more stuff to come, and as always, thanks for watching.